Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nick Closer. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have, 7 games in the NBA. We have 5 in the NHL. And we have the second of our college football semifinals. We did go over the Orange Bowl yesterday. It's the Cotton Bowl today. So we will be talking about that game after the NBA card. But before we do that, we will recap yesterday, which was a successful day. 2.40 units for me. College basketball was solid. UNCG plus the 3.5. They said leave those points at the door. 78-75 win over the Mocs of Chattanooga. Purdue in a blowout yesterday. I had the money line there, minus 135. They win 68-50. Detroit Mercy was anywhere close. Ooey Pooey with a 44-point win. Wow. Did not expect that there. The Sea Chickens, the Seahawks of UNCW, get the job done over Monmouth, 64-55. The Raiders of Wright State, 66-62 win over Oakland there with the Golden Grizzlies. And then Austin, PA, the Governors, they lose outright against against West Georgia, the Wolves there. And then to wrap up the night, we had Washington State minus 15. How about they lose outright? It's 15-point favorites in overtime to the Pacific Bengals. Yikes on that one. In the NHL, it was a mixed bag. I think I went 1, 2, 3 and 2. 3 and 2. So okay, it was a profitable night in the NHL. Had Columbus plus 110. They win 6-2 over the Kraken. Had those Buffalo Sabres plus the 140. Leaves me still sitting back wondering who made the Ottawa Senators minus 165, but that's beyond the point. The New Jersey Devils and New York Rangers over 6 came up short. That was a 3-2 overtime win for the Rangers. And that one, no goals in the third period, because, of course, no goals in the third period. Got hooked on the Tampa Bay Boston over 5.5. That game landed at 5-4-1 win for Tampa Bay. And then the over 5.5 between Toronto and Carolina. Carolina did that all by themselves. A 6-3 win for the Hurricanes over those Maple Leafs. In the NBA, I had Detroit minus 125. So Detroit basketball teams pissed me off yesterday, whether you're the Titans of Detroit Mercy or the Pistons of Detroit basketball. I got the one play that I was you could have bet this team anyway, shape or form yesterday, first quarter, first half, full game. I took the first quarter plus 5 with Toronto. They covered that. They won the first quarter, actually. They covered the first half. They covered the full game there. So the plus 5 in the first quarter with Toronto was good. I ended up doubling up on the Phoenix Suns, lost the first half, won the full game. And what was frustrating is I checked the score at the end of the first quarter, and the Phoenix Suns were up 7. I was like, oh, cool. Phoenix looks good. The first half was not. The full game did get there. And then the most important game of the night, really, for me, the one I actually sat down and watched this entire game. It's rare that I watch entire games now. How about them Irish? Notre Dame knocks off Penn State's 27-24. Now have a 7-1 ticket on the money line for them in the national championship game, whether they get Ohio State or whether they get Texas. And we will talk about that game in a little bit here. So Notre Dame minus the 120. They get the job done. 27-24 win over the Penn State Nittany Lions, as I believe it's now 1-17 is James Franklin's record as an underdog.
Something like that. It's ugly.
It's unbelievably bad. And the only win he has on that resume was, I think, against Wisconsin a couple years ago. That was it. So it wasn't like an Ohio State or a Michigan or any other like legitimate team. It's amazing what happens when Penn State doesn't play SMU or Boise State. So that was that there. So Notre Dame gets the job done. You bet we'll be on the Irish in the national championship game regardless of who they play. It's been a team we've been riding a little bit as of late, and
I've been riding all year.
Yeah, I've rarely faded them. I remember the one game that I know for sure I faded them was the NIU game.
I remember you mentioned that one.
But I think that was the only other one that I really faded Notre Dame in. So there's that too. So overall, strong day for me, up 2.40 units.
There you go. I'm currently tracking all the plays for the calendar year in the system. I'm trying to just get back. There we go. Yesterday on the site, you mentioned most of them. We ended up going 9-4, up 4.97. Losers were Detroit Mercy, Austin, PA, the over in the Suns game, and Washington State. Winners with UNC Greensboro, Purdue, the Blue Jackets, the Sabres, the Raptors, UNCW, Wright State, the over in Carolina, and the Irish. And I will say shout out to, I know they were doing a stream tonight, last night, Razor and Mike, because we are eliminated. Anyways, but that was definitely a fun game last night. So ended up being a good night. I believe we are, let's see, up on for the entire year of 2025 so far, 51-44, up 4.79. And college basketball, 29-22, up 6.08. So ready to keep rolling. And 5-0 in college football.
Hell yeah. It's been a good 2025 for college football. Obviously 2024 was not very good, but
no.
2025 has been.
But if you want to go say hi to the chat, and then we'll jump into everything.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Nicholas Handy. What's good, Nicholas Handy? Morning. What's good, Markel? New York Rangers fans win one game, and they're all talking shit like they just won the Stanley Cup. Yeah. What's good, Robert? Shout out Coyotes Picks, 2 months membership of the ESB site. Truly do appreciate it. All the support that for the people who are members of the channel. Truly do appreciate that. Irish plus 350. There you go. Down day for me. I really need a good day. Sabres shut out 4-0. That was really nice to see the Sabres money line ticket in hand. IUPUI, yeah. Crosby said, "Watch this, McDavid." I'm still him. That game was probably the most surprising outcome for me last night. Was that the Penguins beat the beating the Oilers like that? It was either that or one team, Tim, that is I think confused me the most so far this NHL season. Which this team shouldn't be confusing me because it's the literal team I follow. What is this Islanders team? They have losses on their record to teams like Chicago and Buffalo and Columbus and Pittsburgh and teams like that. And then they go and they beat teams like Carolina and Colorado in Colorado, Vegas in Vegas. It was a shutout win. It was a 4-0 win. Sorokin was awesome. Yeah. Rangers first period was a nice cash. There you go. Rangers Sabres was nice. Hell yeah. Katie over his points had 2 units on it, and then he stopped scoring out of nowhere. So annoying. Gotta love the NBA, right? What's up, ESP? Had a good night last night on the ice. Looking forward to capping this card together. Let's get it. What's good, Occupancy? It's been a minute. Vegas and Edmonton. Yeah. How about them Golden Knights last night? That was really nice to see. For me personally, that was really, really nice there. Don't look now. The Blues are 1 point out of the wild card. They're gonna cook. Yeah. Don't sleep on St. Louis. Yeah. Definitely. I was looking at St. Louis to make the playoffs plus 550 last week. The problem is the division seeding makes it a little bit more tricky. Fair. Ohio State's going to kill Notre Dame. We'll get into that. That's if they make it. I think everybody's already written off Texas just because, and we'll talk about that. Buckeye Nation. Ohio State is minus 145. Natty champions tells you everything.
Because they're
favorites tonight. They're good. And I saw look ahead lines of Ohio State minus 8 against Notre Dame. So we'll see. What's good, Action Jackson? Yeah, Ohio State's the most is that dominant. It'll be like when TCU made the Natty.
No,
I don't think so, because TCU didn't have the defense that Notre Dame does. I think Notre Dame has the defense to slow down Ohio State a little bit. And that's, once again, if they play Ohio State. Who says that Texas is going to roll over and die tonight, or that they're just going to blow out Texas tonight? We'll get into that. Because I feel like scrolling through Twitter and scrolling everything, there's no way Ohio State loses this game tonight. There's no way. I'm Georgiev, might not be in net, but minus 285 for Utah Hockey Club. Fuck no. Especially if it's Askarov. I mean, for what do you call it? For San Jose. I mean, I know. Are we doing live bet cast on ESB? Unfortunately, my work schedule doesn't really allow for that.
Maybe we can try to talk about something for the national championship.
Maybe we can talk about the national championship game. But I think I have class on Monday, Wednesday nights.
What date? The championship is on a Monday, right?
Yes, it's the 20th.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you see my comment yesterday for the contest? Yes. I do not have Venmo. I think I signed up for a while ago and my account's locked. So I do not have a Venmo. Maybe just bet Islanders as dogs like the Hawks. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. That's the way I've been describing the Islanders this year. Is if you want to back the Islanders, there's got to be a plus price tag next to their name. I'm saying it. There's no way, but it'd be awesome if Texas somehow wins. Yeah. Okay. What would work for you? I have PayPal and I have Zelle. Those are the two that I use, for that. But let's get into the card, Tim.
Yep.
We have the New Orleans Pelicans and the Philadelphia 76ers. I've moved on nothing on this NBA card so far, so let's get into it. We have the Philadelphia 76ers, 4.5 point favorites in this game. Total 222 or 221, my bad. Line opened up at a 222. It's now down to 221. We're seeing 220.5s out there. And then this line opened up at a 4, and now we're seeing 4.5. So we're seeing a move towards the Sixers and a move towards the under, expecting potentially New Orleans to struggle to put up points, which shouldn't shock anybody because I feel like they've done that all year, is struggle to put up points. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where on the spread we have 72% of tickets and 72% of cash on the Philadelphia 76ers. We have 74% of the tickets are on the over, and it's a 50-50 split on the cash for the over here as well. Makes me think the under is probably worth a look in this game. If I'm looking at a total in this spot, seeing the line drop the way it has with the sharp money on the under tells me that this is probably an under. And I feel like I should be betting more unders because generally speaking, I've gotten away from where I used to be, where I was a primarily under better. Like I didn't bet many overs. I bet a lot of unders. And I've kind of gone away from that, which I don't like. Because I'm one of those weirdos that likes sweating out unders. And I promise you, I know exactly where you'll see plenty of unders from me. That'll be baseball season.
Yep.
You'll see plenty of unders from me during baseball season, and I'm actually going to get my card started here with an under. I'm talking myself into it here. Under 221.5 minus 115 over on BetMGM. I'll take that here. And this is really me kind of betting the Pelicans are not going to do anything on offense, kind of. So give me the under here in the spot, 221.5 minus 115.
I think if you're going to do it, the better play would be a team total under for the Pelicans. I'm going to be taking the Sixers tonight, and I think I'm just going to make it a habit of just fading the Pelicans. This team is a disaster. I know Washington is a bad team, and this is a Pelicans team that has a okay roster. It's like they don't have a terrible roster, and they're 7-31 this year. This team is a disaster. And when it comes to it, I think I'm just going to make it I'm just going to start fading the Pelicans.
Is this like a blind bet? Like kind of you're going to treat them like the Marlins?
I'm going to start I'm going to start just I don't know about a lot because they're most likely going to be double-digit dogs against Boston. But
they're going to be what, minus 20 or plus 20 against Boston?
Yeah, I can't really want to go after that one. But I'm gonna take the Sixers here. I'm gonna take them minus the 4.
Fair. And I mean, you get to fade the Pelicans at a reasonable price. I did that the other day with the plus 2.5 with Portland. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, if I knew that game was going to go that way, I would have jumped on there with you. But I completely missed that. So, hopefully, I'm not going to miss it today. Give me the Sixers.
Yeah.
I took 76ers, my only NBA bet. Me and Nick are right there with you. Sixers, yes. Morning, fellas. Take the Sixers and hold your nose. Pelicans are done. It's not really a hold your nose.
I was going to say holding your nose was protecting the Pelicans.
Yeah. I have Zelle. Don't I need to send my number? Yeah, talk off stream.
Yeah. Get Twitter so you can direct message me because I don't want to put phone numbers out in public. I think that's a terrible idea. But
an awful idea.
But yeah, just send me your number or send me your number on Zelle or on Twitter.
Yeah, Pels, Missy under 9.5 points. Since when Sixers are good enough to lay minus 4.5? I got minus 4, and it's no, just Twitter, so it's just a private chat between
other people. Unless you don't mind having your phone number out where other people can see it.
Even if you post it on the member one, other members can see it. So just
I'm just looking out for your privacy. So that's really what I'm looking out for there.
Yeah, just figure that one out off stream.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Orlando Magic. Minus 6.5 for these Bucks. Total of 211. This is the second half of a back-to-back for the Magic. They played last night against the the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they had that extremely low total that got all the way down to 199.5, and it finished 104 to 89.
Yeah.
So super, super low total. Still went under. Line opened up at a 210. It's now a 211. So we do have a move towards the over in this game. Line opened up 4.5, 5 range, and now we're seeing 6.5 for the Bucks. So we do have a move towards Milwaukee here as well, expecting them to take care of business against this banged up Magic team. We have 76% of the tickets, 74% of the cash is on the over, or on the Bucks, expecting them to take care of business here against the Magic, and 84% of tickets, 85% of cash on the over. At least the line has gone from a 210 to a 211 for those who are interested in the over. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I think this is a pretty simple pass here for me. This is a Magic team that looks like a skeleton of their preseason roster, with Suggs out, Suggs, Harris, and Banchero is now day to day. That's one thing to keep in mind as well. And then both Wagners are out for them right now.
But they've all been out for a while, so
they've been out for a while as well. But 3 questionable tags, and then 3 questionable tags on the Milwaukee side with Giannis, Middleton, and Lillard. So it's one of those games where the NBA sucks to bet on during the regular season because we don't know who's playing half the time. So, but yeah, not a game I'm getting involved with. It would be probably be over or nothing for me, but I don't want to back an overly public total there.
Yeah, no, it is Milwaukee. No, sorry, Orlando or nothing. I don't really feel like there's a. I don't really feel like it's a spot that I needed to go after though. There's an Orlando Magic team that I will say I like this Magic team. They have looked decent. Is it a spot that I need to get to? No. No, it is not. This one's a pass for me. It is Magic or nothing.
Fair. Yeah, and even through all this, we think the Orlando Magic are down and out right now. They're fourth in the Eastern Conference. They're 22-17. This is a team that
they're good. Even
with all the injuries, are continuing to win basketball games.
They are. They're not a bad squad. That's why I would lean that way.
That's fair.
Let's go back to the chat. I'm almost done tracking all the plays. I'll be able to finish that when you talk about the next game. Magic. I may end up adding the Magic by the end of the show. We'll see. It looks like they held Banchero for today. Still not enough. Yeah, I got you. Banchero over. Nope, no Banchero today. Give myself a new pair of shoes this morning. Thanks, Buffalo. Now that's good money line. There you go. Did the Raptors cover? They did cover yesterday. They covered and lost. They covered the
first quarter, first half, and full game. Yep.
There you go. That was actually one of my favorite plays yesterday. So there you go. Because I was on first half and Nick was on first quarter. Star player system. He is not back yet. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors and Indiana Pacers. The Pacers 8-point favorites, total of 224 in this game. 8 with the Indiana Pacers, but this is also a Warriors team that was a 2.5-point dog, it flipped to 2.5-point favorites against Detroit. Now I feel stupid because I had Detroit money line yesterday, but oh well. And let's take a look at the line history. It opened up at an 8, still an 8. It did dip down to a 7.5 for a couple minutes and went right back to an 8. Line opened up to 22.5. It's now 223.5. So we move towards the over here as well. We have 87% of tickets, 89% of cash is on the over. So that kind of checks out that we have that type of that we at least have a line movement towards the over. 70% of tickets and 69% of cash is on the Warriors if the line is not moving. So this kind of feels like a little bit of a public dog in this game with the Warriors. It is the second half of a back-to-back for the Warriors. It's the third game in 4 nights for the Warriors. It's not a good situational spot for them, I think, by any stretch of the imagination. And they continue their road trip. They go to the powerhouse of the Toronto Raptors next. The Warriors. Indiana, see, they're coming in on 4 straight wins. That's generally not a spot where I want to lay points with the team, is coming in off of a really nice – now, they won 129 to 113 against the Bulls. If that score was reversed and the Bulls won by that score, I'd be all over the Pacers in this game. And it's Pacers or nothing. If I'm playing, I'm laying. That's the only way I'm looking in this game. Because I believe this is for them. It's what? All their players are back. Wiggins day-to-day personal. Kuminga with an ankle. Gary Payton's out. Other than that, like they Draymond Green is back. Curry's back. Like they should be pretty decent. This feels like a big line for Golden State. And I think it's a big line for a reason.
That's fair. I cannot go after the Warriors. I will not go after the Warriors. I called the Warriors regression, and it's hit them like a brick. Remember when this team was good? They're now only one game over 500, and most likely after tonight, even 500. They have dropped a lot in the standings, which honestly is beautiful to see. But this is a Warriors team that I want nothing to do with, and I'm not laying 8 points on the Pacers. I feel like if I'm going after anything in this game, it is the over, but I don't really feel the need to want to get to the over in this one. Because I could easily see the Warriors kind of not going balls to the wall, not playing at a high pace, especially on a back-to-back, especially 3 games in 4 days, and this is an older team. So it is over or nothing, but it's going to be nothing in this game. I'm trying to do a little bit better with not betting a lot of games. I will be on a couple other things, but I'm not sure how much I'm going to get to this card.
That's fair.
Real Deal's a legend. I'll be at the parade. Sabres for the cup, right? Pacers -8. Pacers got it right. Pacers got right now. Ever since the Warriors have been sucking, we've been missing someone. Yeah, no Marcos, which is weird.
Wow, that's really weird.
Did you know Gary Payton has his own strain of weed? I did not.
Nice.
Schroeder over assists. I forgot Schroeder still even played in the league. This should be a good matchup, Nick.
Yeah, we have New York Knicks hosting the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have the Thunder 4-point road favorites in this game, total of 225.5. Feel like these two teams just played not too long ago. Let's take a look.
Because
line opened up.
January 3rd.
Yep. Line opened up with the Knicks as -2.5-point favorites, but within like 2 minutes, that line flipped to -1.5 for OKC, and now it's all the way to a 4. So we've had a big line movement here towards the Thunder. Line opened up at a 225.5, but still a 225.5 for this one. The Thunder did win a game a week ago, 117-107 against these New York Knicks, and that was in OKC. Now we're in New York. This line just continues to get wider and wider, and it makes me and usually I don't like going up against market moves like that, but doesn't it make you a little bit interested in the New York Knicks at 4.5? No. 73% of the tickets, 75% of the cash on the Thunder, but at least the line's moving towards them for Thunder backers there. 91% of tickets, 88% of the cash is on the over in this one as well. I think if you like the Thunder, you've missed your line. I think you've missed your line potentially if you like the Thunder. At 4.5, which I'm starting to see some 4.5s out there, it's Knicks or nothing for me. Would be the way I would approach it. But ultimately, I don't think I'm getting involved in this one.
I'm going to. I know you can look at the short-term revenge, but one thing that Oklahoma City does well is bounce back. They have lost 6 games this year, and they have bounced back and got a win in 5 out of those 6 games. 5 out of the next 6 games after they lost a game. And coming off of a loss against the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think this game is going to be not fun for the Knicks. And when you look at it, I just think that you look at certain teams. I think if you look, Cleveland, Boston, and Oklahoma City are in a kind of a realm of their own. And then there's everybody else. And then there's the Knicks, Rockets, Grizzlies, Nuggets, maybe even throwing the Magic in there. And then there's another group of teams, but I just think that there's a clear skill gap between the Thunder and the Knicks The Thunder are 30-6. They've been on a nice run, and Chet hasn't really been playing. I believe Chet's still injured. Right? Yeah, Chet's been out for a while. And they've been doing and they've been still making this run. I strongly think the Thunder probably win the NBA Finals at this point. That would be I strongly believe and I said this. I was high on the Thunder for the last 3 years. So I've been back in this team for a while. I got 3.5 on the Thunder. Give me the Thunder here for a bounce back spot.
Yeah, you got a decent number on the Thunder at least too. So there's that.
Yep.
I just think this line's maybe getting a little bit too far. Maybe if this hits 5.5, I'll take the Knicks a little bit, but nothing crazy.
That's fair. Pacers first half. Steph may be out. That's what that line is kind of telling me. OKC for me. SGA points. Thunder. Knicks. Morning, gentlemen. Blues and Avalanche puck lines were free last night. I said Avalanche puck line, Nick. I remember saying that one. And
I wanted the Avalanche. I
remember saying Columbus puck line too.
Yeah, I was all over Columbus there too.
Thunder, Knicks. What about the Knicks team total under? I could see that. I would be okay with that one. I'm on the Thunder, so I don't want the Knicks scoring points. Thunder are elite. Knicks are very good. Yes, they are. Cat over points. Thunder versus Knicks under. I could see an under in this game. I could just see them shutting them down. This is a interesting spot.
Yeah, we have the Sacramento Kings and the Boston Celtics. We have the Celtics 11-point favorites in this game, total 229.5 in this one. Let's take a look at the line history here, where we have this line open up at a 228.5. It's up to a 229.5 now. So we have a 1-point line movement towards the over. This line opening up at a 10 is now an 11. So we have a 1-point line movement towards the Boston Celtics here as well, expecting and we have a move towards the over and a move towards the Celtics, expecting the Celtics to put up points. 54% of the tickets, 59% of the cash is on the Kings, and yet this line's moved a point towards the Celtics. Interesting there. And then 84% of the tickets and 75% of the cash on the Celtics are on the over in this one here. We have Boston coming in. This is one tricky part of this. I wanted to back Boston with this market. One thing that's ultimately going to keep me off is this is the first game back after a 4-game road trip. Where they had a day off yesterday, or they had a couple days off. They last played on the 7th, where they beat the Denver Nuggets in Denver 118-106. They went through a road trip: Minnesota, Houston, OKC, and Denver. And here's the one thing though: it's not a look ahead spot for them. They played the Pelicans next, and then the Raptors. So they should be big favorites in both those games. It's a tricky spot because this is a Celtics team that, I would like to lay the hammer with, but they're coming in off of a long road trip, a successful road trip. They went 3-1 in that road trip. Their only loss was to the Thunder. They're coming off a very satisfying win against the Nuggets by 12 points there. I want a little bit more motivation from a big favorite. And a double-digit win on the road to wrap up a 4-game road trip is not motivation for me. Nope. So it's still if I'm playing, I'm laying, but I just don't have enough of the motivation in order to back the Celtics at this number.
I'm not backing the Celtics. Give me the Kings. I got the Kings plus 11. It's a bad spot. That's how I view it. It's a bad spot for the Celtics. They're coming off of an out west road trip. First game back is normally a bad spot, and you got. It's not like you have a rival or something. It's a team from out west. That and it's a team from out west that I don't even think is in a play-in spot right now. They're currently sitting tied with the Spurs for that 10 seed. So it's not like they have like the Knicks coming into town or like the Sixers coming into town. They have I think this is a go through the motions type of game for Boston. I think they win, but by double digits, I don't think so. I think this could be a very similar spot to when you grabbed the Raptors yesterday. Although it's
not really.
It's kind of same idea. I just don't think there's enough to really for the Celtics to get motivated about in this game, besides staying in the win column and trying to chase down the Cavaliers, who are currently Just to think, Nick, the Celtics are 17 games over 500, and they're 6 games back for first place.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Rockets are 13 games over and 5.5 back. So, I mean, you've got some good teams, and it's the number one teams in the league are just way ahead of everybody. But give me the Kings here plus the 11. I think it's a good spot for them to at least cover.
Yeah, I see that.
Kings plus 11, yes. Kings money line. How about taking a Kings parlay? Boston Smash or over? I would lean towards the over, considering I have the Kings. Canucks money line, San Jose plus 2.5, and the over 6. Kings money line, Kings plus 11. Caesar best odds for Kings. Utah Hockey Club being minus 250 is a joke. Sharks have bite against the former Coyotes of Arizona. Sure. Celtics are about to light up threes on the Kings tonight. They can. It's just this amount of points is just too many. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we have talked about too many points. I mean, we have a couple of really big spreads here today. Gotta love the NBA, where we have an 11, 11.5, and a 15 as point spreads for today. Let's get into it. The Bulls. Chicago Bulls are 11.5 point favorites in this game against the Washington Wizards. Total of 243 in this one. Let's take a look at the line history in this game, where it opened up at a 11.5. It's still 11.5, a 2-cent live movement towards the Bulls. It opened up minus 110. That's now minus 112. Line opened up at a 240.5. It's now all the way up to a 243. So we've had a decent move towards the over. 60% of tickets, 69% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards it. 54% of tickets, 59% of cash on the Bulls. And the line's moving towards them there slightly. And I haven't bet this in a while, but it feels like things correlate a little bit here. I'm kind of interested in the team total over for the Chicago Bulls in this game. I don't want to lay 11.5 with them, but I do think we could see some points in this game. If only it was not that high of a number, 127.5. That might be a little bit too high for me personally. But it would be team total over for the Bulls or nothing for me in this game.
I just took the over in general. This is a Washington Wizards team that I believe is the worst defensive team. Yeah, worst defensive team in the NBA. 121.9 points per game. And this is a Bulls team that will play up-tempo with you, although they've gone under in 5 out of 6. This is still a Bulls team that is the second worst defensive team in the NBA, allowing 121.2 points a game, and they're scoring the 5th most at 117.6. So this has just been so that is so weird that the Bulls are 5th in scoring and 29th in defense, and they are 18 and 19 towards the under.
You know why?
They have such high totals.
Yep.
But I'm on the over in this game. I'm just gonna ride with. I got over 242.5.
There you go.
Wizards money line.
Good God.
I'm not gonna stop it. I sent my number in the community member post only. Rather not make an X account.
Okay.
Vucevic over Prague, clear zigzag game after their last meeting. Bulls team total over. The overtime this game. Are the Wizards tanking? No, they just suck. I'm kidding. They are. Yes, they are. I like the over as well. Bulls team total over. Yeah, I see this and was like team total over Bulls for sure. Then I see it was that high. I still think they get it. I'd sweat so bad taking an under on a 2-2 game after the second intermission. Right?
Yeah.
Bucks know the Bulls bounce back. The Wizards don't know the word tank because they're not the worst team in the league. Yes, they are. According to win percentage, they're 171 win percentage. The Pelicans are 184. Wizards money line, no. No way. They won their last game, but they're 11.5-point favorites. So let's keep rolling, Nick.
Final game on the NBA card, and good God, we have a 15-point favorite in this game, and it's the Denver Nuggets. Total of 219 in this one here. We have this line opening up at – trying to get up the number. There we go. Line opened up at a 15, got up to a 15.5. Now we're seeing 14.5. Line opened up at a 225.5, and it plummeted down to a 219.5. So we have a big move towards the under in this game, which is kind of interesting there. Let's take a look at the cash flow, see if that correlates. We have 47% of tickets, 55% of cash is on the Brooklyn Nets, and the line is moving slightly towards them. It's gone from 15 down to a 14.5. 93% of tickets, 89% cash in the over. The question is that at the 219 number, or is that at the 225.5 number? We have the Brooklyn Nets who are coming in really struggling, but they're 2-8 straight up, 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games. On the flip side, the Denver Nuggets, they're coming in off of a very satisfying win, a bounce-back game against the Clippers after they lost by 12 to the Celtics. They beat the Clippers 126-103. This will be their third game in 4 days, the Denver Nuggets. And this will be the first game on the road for the Brooklyn Nets. And maybe that's what the Brooklyn Nets need right now, is to get away from Brooklyn after losing all 3 games of their homestand and failing to put up 100 points in all 3 games, 94, 99, and 98. They'll have a road trip where they have some winnable games coming up. They play the Jazz, and then they play the Blazers. This feels like a game where the Nuggets are just too heavily favored for me. They're coming in off of a very satisfying blowout win against the Clippers. The Nets are coming in off of a couple bad losses. This has the feel of – this has more of the feel of what we saw with the Raptors yesterday. Where this could be Brooklyn Nets first quarter for me. So I kind of want to shop around, see what the best available. And I got the 5 on DraftKings. I normally see DraftKings lines are pretty good for first quarters. I think I'm going to go Brooklyn Nets first quarter in this game.
I mean, I took Brooklyn full game plus 15. I will say the last 2 games, the Nuggets did not have Nikola Jokic due to an illness. So the fact that they won by that many in the last game kind of shows a little bit more that they actually have a bench, which is nice to see. Nikola Jokic should be back for this game. And we should eventually see Aaron Gordon back soon. Nikola Jokic is day-to-day. Aaron Gordon is doubtful for this game, but at least it's gone from from out to doubtful. So at least that's kind of moving in the right direction. Once Aaron Gordon comes back, I think this Nuggets team really makes a run. But for right now, they shouldn't be this big of favorites. So give me the Nets. Obviously, I think the Nuggets win this game, but 15 is way too many.
Yep, I got the Nets first quarter plus 5 minus 110 over on DraftKings. There, so that's what I end up playing for this game.
Right on. Nets plus 15. Yep. Pelicans are way better than the Wizards. No. I mean, yes, technically, but no. Nets first half. I can't wait to watch NBA games on this beautiful Friday, said no one ever. Nets would definitely tanking. A Nuggets smash. Just because they're tanking doesn't mean they can't cover 15 points. And I got 15.5. Are we on Kings with points? Yes, both. Nets team total under? Yes. Ben Simmons double-double? No. I really don't think in the race for the NBA, the Wizards, who played 3 games less than the Pels, will finish last. I still think the Wizards will probably finish last, but it's going to be very close. Nets plus 15. Nuggets have a look-ahead spot. Mavs on Sunday in Dallas. I would say yeah, but there's no Luka, so it's not really much of a look-ahead spot. Nuggets still slow start. Yeah, this still starts slow, but exactly, that's why I'm taking the Nets. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, let's move on to college football and let's talk it. This is the game that I know everybody's going to want to talk about today, so I threw it in here because we talked Notre Dame and Penn State yesterday. And I'm trying to remember what I think I would have been. I would have cashed the team total under with Penn State yesterday. I know the full game went under. Full game went over, but I think I would have cashed the Penn State team total under because I think it was 28.5 or 27.5, something like that. But let's get into this one here. The Ohio State Buckeyes, OHIO, taking on the Texas Longhorns. -6 for these Buckeyes, total of 53.5. Let's get into the line history. Let's get into the cash flow. Let's get into everything here where we have, if it'll load, because I got to switch from, there we go. This line opened up at a 7 on January the 1st. I believe it reopened up at a 6, and that's where we've been sitting all week. It's basically 6. We did see some 5.5s earlier in the week as well, so that's one thing to keep in mind about as well. We did see a little bit of a line move there. And then as for the total, this game look ahead line was a 57 opening. It looks like the opening line was a 54. Now we're down to a 53. I think this is correlated. If you like Ohio State, you like the over. If you like Texas, you like the under. Because Texas's game plan cannot be let's go into a shootout with Ohio State in this game. Just can't be that. Just can't be the case. We have 61% of the tickets and 61% of the cash is on Ohio State. This line's not moved. We have 64% of the tickets and 62% of cash on the over, and the line's moved down a point. I do believe that this is a game where Texas defensively could step up a little bit. And I know exactly what we've all seen recently. What have we seen from these two teams? We saw a Texas team that got by against Clemson. They did cover against Clemson, but they needed double overtime to beat Arizona State as a 13.5-point favorite. And then on the flip side, yeah, we've seen Ohio State just go through Tennessee and Oregon like they were nothing. 42-17 against Tennessee, 41-21 against Oregon, a game they led 34-0. It's not going to be that easy the entire time. It's just not. And I do think that Texas is a better team than Tennessee. I don't think that we're going on a limb there. No. I think you can make arguments that Texas is better than Oregon. I think there's arguments you can make there as well. I get it. Oregon was undefeated. But Texas played in the better conference in the Big Ten, or in the SEC rather than the Big Ten. And I think this is too many points for the Longhorns. I do. I took the plus. I got 6.5 earlier in the week at -120, and I got plus 190. I put a half unit on the money line here as well for Texas. I think this is a game that Texas can win outright, and I think people are not giving the Longhorns enough of a chance in this game than they really deserve. And I think we have a little bit of an overpriced Buckeyes team because everybody has seen them blow out their last two opponents in the college football playoff. And I think this is one of those spots where Texas is a very, very live underdog in this game. And I'll take a shot at them here. Plus 6.5. I got -120 over on FanDuel a couple days ago. And then the money line at plus 190.
I'm going to go Ohio State here. I know that we're against each other in that, and that's fine. I'm not hung up on that. I kind of, once Clemson lost, I kind of said Ohio State and Notre Dame. And I've been kind of riding that out, and I'm going to continue to ride that out. This is a Ohio State team that is going to it would definitely be a tough opponent for Notre Dame. Both these opponents, I believe, would be favored in the Notre Dame game.
Yeah, I think I saw look ahead lines. Texas would be 2.5-point favorites, and Ohio State would be 8.5-point favorites.
So yeah, either way, I'm going to be on Notre Dame in the finals, but that's not the point. This is for me. I'm going to go Ohio State. I kind of lean over. I know I gave out the over. I gave out Ohio State team total over. I just see them doing what they want. I mean, I don't really see Texas giving them much problems defensively, and I could easily see this game being a shootout because Texas's offense can work quick. So yes, I am on Ohio State, but I think my stronger play is the over in this game, Nick.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just completely opposite of you here because I could see the Texas defense stepping up, and they want to run the ball more and things like that.
I mean, they totally could. I'm just not gonna go there.
That's fair.
Wizards is a lean, but over or nothing. Fair. Buckeye Nation first half. Ohio State money line live. So you think that Ohio State goes down? That definitely could be it.
So that sounds like Texas first quarter.
Could be. 5.56 as Simmons average just needs 2 of those to go over, and he hits a double-double. Okay. Ohio State team total over. Yep. That's where I would be on. Junkins over at 65.5 rush yards. I have a free $10 bet. Going to put it on some plus money. That's how you got to do free bets, for sure. You always put them on plus money. Henderson over 62.5 rush yards, plus 112. Imagine ASU actually stopped on the 4th and long.
Then we'd be looking at.
I was kind of rooting for him, not going to lie. Arizona
Then we'd be seeing Ohio State minus 17.5 in this game.
True. And it wouldn't be close. Texas plus 6. Ohio State minus 6. Jeremiah Smith over 99.5 receiving yards. I like Texas even under even if it means backing Evers. Texas ain't better than them balls.
I think they are.
Next 5.5. Will Howard over 260 passing yards. Ohio State is the last leg on someone's futures for a big payout. No way they take that ticket to the promised land. I know Notre Dame wins next week. I like a 6-point teaser on Ohio State and the under. I feel like it would go the opposite way. Not the opposite way. Sorry. Ohio State, and I feel like it would be Ohio State and the over instead of the under. But that's just me. Y'all go ahead, bet Texas. No, I'm on Ohio State. Over, yes. Team total over, yes, for Ohio State. If Texas started Archie, they would have won. And we'll be talking Ewers chokes again. ASU exposed Texas, or ASU is actually good. I hope Ohio State goes down, but they probably won't. Never bet on Ben Simmons. He's soft like that. Like that clown former MVP. Yes. What's up, Stop Geo? And you are already locking in the natty bet. I have 15-1 on Notre Dame, so I'm going to run that. I think I could stay for 1 or 2 games, Nick.
All right, let's get into it. The Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. We have Capitals minus 210 favorites in this game. Total of 6 in the spot. I have this game projected at 5.78 goals, so I do think this total is pretty close to right. As for the side, I think this is an overvalued Washington Capitals team that I think we can potentially make some money betting against going forward. And I do have intentions on betting Montreal in this game, because the Capitals should not be minus 210 favorites in this spot. When you look at their advanced analytics recent form, this is a Washington Capitals team that I'm kind of scratching my head on how they're winning hockey games right now, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Because when you look at their advanced metrics over the last 10 games, they're producing 2.75 expected goals for, but they're giving up 3.47. So this is a team that looks like a very negative team. They've lost the expected goal battle in 8 of their last 10 games. One of them, when they won the expected goal battle by 0.03. So this is a team that's getting outplayed, outchanced, outshot in most of their games as of late, and they're still somewhat winning, which is not going to continue. So I will start off my card here with the big dog. Give me Montreal at plus 185 in this one here. I want to fade the Washington Capitals as big that here, plus 185 Montreal.
Okay. I'm gonna load that up on the site for you. I was kind of looking through the NHL card today. I feel like I want to go after two spots. This game is not one of them. I know I'm going to be against Nick on one of them, but that's fine. I mean, it would be lean towards Montreal going after a big dog, but Washington just keeps winning for whatever reason. So, I'm not going to go after it, but I will load up your Canadians. Plus, I can get you 185. You good?
I'm here.
Yeah.
My computer keeps lagging out.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We'll head back to the chat. Canadians, I like that. Jacob Dobie is gonna learn that name. There you go. Capitals first period. I'm guessing that's a puck line at plus 132. I took Washington money line, Montreal plus 2.5, and under 6.5 at plus 310.
Interesting.
I don't know who the Dobes guy is for Montreal, but he's stealing games for the Canadians. Nice. Kirby Dach 4-1 goal. Of course, Ovechkin anytime goal. I mean, yeah, the guy's chasing Gretzky still.
He is.
Going to this game live should be fun. Yeah, he's chasing this Wayne Gretzky guy for the most goals all time. And
I know.
We'll move on. Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Vancouver Canucks. In this one here, we have the Hurricanes minus 160 favorites in this matchup with a total of 6 in this game. The Carolina Hurricanes, they did play last night. They took on the Toronto Maple Leafs. They won that game 6-3 in a game where, they deserve to win that one. There's 4.96 to 3.54 in the expected goal battle in that one there. And when I'm trying to fill in these numbers real quick because I just put in the numbers from that Toronto game last night. There we go. My numbers in this game have Carolina around minus 150. So I think this line's correct. And it has it for this game for 6.34 goals. So for me, it's a lean towards an over in this game if I'm getting involved with anything in this spot. Vancouver is not a team that I'm particularly looking to back most times. They've been a little bit of an overtime machine as of late, which actually, get this, Tim, the Islanders do not lead the league in overtime losses this year.
Yeah,
they're not even second in overtime losses this
year.
Yeah. The Vancouver Canucks have 10 losses in overtime. So here's maybe an interesting bet for this game: the draw.
Yeah,
that would be a lean for me. It would be the draw because we've seen this Vancouver team go to overtime, and the last time these two teams played, which was in October, it was a 4-3 Hurricanes win in overtime. One of the 10 losses in overtime that the Vancouver Canucks have this year. The loser points are keeping the Canucks in the contention. That is what it is because they're if you count money line, it's 18-22 for the Canucks this year. So for me, it'd be draw or nothing. That would be the only way I would approach this game.
Yeah, it would be Canucks or nothing. But yeah, no, or bet the Canuks and then maybe live bet Carolina going into overtime or something. If you think it gets there. But it's not a spot I need to get to. The two plays I like are in the last 2 games of the day.
Fair. Maybe this could be a spot where I would have to look up what the number would be. Same game parlay for a little bit of a bomb. Carolina money line and draw.
There you go. I will say, Nick, it is 11:30, so I have to kind of get going because I need to get to work.
Okay.
The 2 plays I like, and I know I'm against you on this one, Nick. I'm on the Kings. I feel like this is a situational spot for them. It's their first game since the wildfires. So I kind of want to go back that angle. And then how can you not take the Sharks at plus 235? So I'm going to go Kings and Sharks today in the NHL, Nick.
Kind of do like that Sharks look, and I'll talk about that to close out the card. But yeah, I got you.
There you go. I'll be back. Tomorrow is Saturday. I'll be back Sunday. I'll be on the Sunday show. I work at 12:30 on Sunday. So no show for me tomorrow, but I will be here back on Sunday.
All right.
That's it.
Sounds good. All right, let's continue on. We have 3 more games. We'll head back to the chat first. Canes puck line plus 175 and money line minus 143. Bet it last night. There you go. Fading the Canucks until they make me regret it. And that's a fair way to approach it. That's definitely fair. LOL, I wonder how many games the Great One will attend of the Great 8 when he becomes less than 10. Yeah, I think he'd probably show up when I think a hat trick would make it. I think he'll start going to the games when a hat trick would clinch him the record. That would be my guess. I like the Canucks for some reason. Good road team. Possible letdown for the Hurricanes after that game. Not a bad look there. Canucks defense is bad. 2, 3, and 5 last 10 games. Yeah. Pass. And we get Demko in his first start back from the back spasm. Yikes. I don't want to lay anything with Tokarski either if he's starting for Hurricanes. I could see that. Eric Stahl, retirement night, a jersey retirement night, and Jordan got a Hattie last game. Okay. See, it worked. There you go. We will move on. We have 3 games remaining. This one really didn't get my attention too much, other than I felt like this was a hefty price on the Red Wings. Let's get into it. Detroit's minus 175 with a total of 6 in this game. My projections have the Red Wings around minus 145, 150 range. So there's really not any value for me betting aside in this game because I'm not laying the number with the Red Wings, but I don't see value with the Blackhawks in this game either. So that's something that was kind of like, yeah, I have this game projected for 6.04 goals, and this is a 6. This was the easiest pass on the card for me, I think. And I see better options on on other games. So for me, this one was an easy pass. Really no leans at all either. This one was I've got absolutely nothing in this game. Red Wings team total over, maybe. We'll see. We'll move on. 2 games. I don't know what's going on there. There we go. 2 games remaining on the card. This game kind of concerns me a little bit. Come on, computer. There we go. This game concerns me a little bit with the line moving the way it is, but I've already made my bet, so I gotta deal with the consequences. I took Winnipeg at minus 135 last night. Let's get into it. Winnipeg Jets, LA Kings, minus 120 now for the Jets, total of 5.5. I have this game projected around 150, 155 for Winnipeg, so I saw value at the 135 number, so I definitely see value at the minus 120 number. And I have this game projected for 6.11 goals, so seeing a 5.5 actually does pique my interest a little bit here. And yes, I understand it's the game. It's the game after the wildfires with LA here in this one, and their last game was postponed. Now, where's the mindset of the LA Kings though? That's my ultimate question. Is because they also had their last game postponed, so I think that could mess with the routine a little bit there for LA. Now. Is this my most confident play in the world? No, especially with the way the line moved. But I'm on Winnipeg. Last time these 2 teams played, it was a 4-1 Kings win. I remember I doubled up on the Kings first period full game in that one. I was very confident on them there. LA coming in on a 4-game winning streak, but I feel like the postponement and all that could mess with the momentum a little bit for them there. So ultimately, I landed on Winnipeg at minus 135. Am I thrilled that I got a bad number on them? No. But I'm sticking with the Jets here. I got Winnipeg here, money line for me. Detroit puck line lean over. Hawks are better to back as a dog at home than on the road. Fair. Winnipeg in the under 6.5. Took it last night. No, Josh Morrissey is huge for the Jets. Yeah, Kings money line. There's like 4 defensemen injured for the Jets. Great. That's fantastic. We'll move on to the final game, though. We have the San Jose Sharks and the Utah Hockey Club. Utah minus. We're seeing 290s now. This is getting just absurd. The number that that San Jose is now, that Utah is now. I have this game projected at Utah minus 200. Not being able to get minus 220, or plus 220, plus 230 range for San Jose. I'm gonna be on the Sharks in this game. We have San Jose. They're coming off of a 4-2 loss, but their last game they played was on the 7th. And they hit the road after a 6-game road trip, which I like backing teams on the first game of a road trip after a long homestand. And and Utah, they've got an interesting schedule coming up. This is the front end of a back-to-back. They play the Islanders tomorrow as well. Definitely not. I wouldn't say that's a look-ahead spot for them. But for me in this game, there's no way I'm laying this type of number with Utah. And at plus 240, sign me up for the San Jose Sharks over on ESPN bet. Plus 240. Yeah. Sometimes you got to go swimming with the Sharks. And I'm going to take a shot here. Plus 240, San Jose Sharks. Is it a Jets revenge spot even though they played 2 months ago? I mean, same season revenge. That's something I can give you. Utah Hockey Club, first period minus a half. It's 20-1 in his 21 and starts as Georgiev. Yeah. Guys sprinkle the deep end and swim with the Sharks. Yes. Georgiev is the worst goalie in the NHL, over 6.5. I might bet all the elite rookies to score: Celebrini, Will Smith, Logan Cooley. Not a bad way to look either there. But that is everything for today's card. If you guys have not already, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB, which is every single morning anywhere between 10 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here at the Earle Sports Bet Show. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.